Hi folks, welcome back to GP Reactions. My name is Gail. It is Sunday night. I have finished work today. I've been to work, I should say, and so this is the first time I've actually had a chance to do any reactions. For anybody who knows, I had a little bit of an ear thing going on last week, and I was a bit sort of worried about putting headphones on, listening to music for a little bit. So it gave my ears a rest anyway. Not that other people's ears don't get a rest when I haven't got my headphones on, because I'm usually pretty quiet when I'm listening to stuff, but obviously I had probably more people to talk to when I'm not actually busy listening to other stuff. I'm now going to be listening to Dantallian's Chariot, which sounds amazing. It is actually, I did look this up, it's actually a medieval book of witchcraft. I think this might be a British group, not 100% sure. The track in question is called Madman Running Through the Fields. Not sure if this was from the album Chariot Rising or it was just a single, but it was out in September 1967. So, Dantallian's Chariot is made up of Zoot Money on vocals and keyboards. We have Pat Donaldson and also Colin Allen on drums. And also we have one Andy Summers of the Police, who is on guitars. So that in itself makes this very, very interesting. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into this one. Dantallian's Chariot, Madman Running Through the Fields. I can't wait to see what this is about, although it is just an audio. I can't see any sort of live versions because that would be amazing as well to actually see Andy Summers from the Police in the 60s. So, but hopefully this will have a few stock photos that I can gawp at while listening to this music. So here we go. Ouch. It's psychedelic. Doors.
You ask me how I've become mad now. There was a day I had so much say. World at my feet, life seemed to be sweet. I was admired, but I was so tired. Both of the time, lying in line. Now I just say.
I've got to say, Andy Summers, if that's Andy Summers there, it doesn't look any different to what he did, like, I don't know, 12, 13 years later. It doesn't look any different. Let me just set it back a bit though. A bit more. Is it a reverb? That's pretty cool.
Things went okay, and then one day, pow, I can expound with the new words found. If reason's gone, then how do I live on? Because I know which way I must go. Where can I go? Now that I know, time has gone by. Time has gone by. Isn't that the madman running through the fields? Isn't that the madman? Wonder how he feels.
mean, this was 67, so I'm really sort of getting, Pink Floyd vibes mixed with a bit of the Beach Boys there, mixed with the Doors. It does feel slightly experimental. I love the quiet moments, um, where we kind of start again and build up. I haven't got a clue what this song's about. Um, I do know there's a madman running through the fields, but I'm apart from that, not really that sure.
You look at me, what do you see now? Is it so bad, or am I just sad? Are you in doubt? There is a way out. I've seen the crack, I cannot come back. I'm not afraid, sticks I will wade into the tide. Be by my side. Isn't that the madman running through the fields? Isn't that the madman? Wonder how he feels.
All right, that was Dantallian's Chariot, Madman running through the fields. That was really interesting. And towards the end, I could hear that I could hear Andy Summers' guitar, and it did give me Police vibes in a way. So you can sort of see, his ideas have transferred forward. But I would love to know what Andy Summers sort of did between 67 and 79, is it? Or 78? 'Cause let's see, 9 years at least. Because there is that sound right there. Um, definitely felt Police vibes there. It was an interesting song. I kind of thought that maybe it repeated a couple of times that were like maybe I felt that there wasn't enough transition. I liked what I heard, but then I expected something slightly different, a different phase of a transition maybe towards the end. But I don't know what this was about. Things went okay, then one day, pow, I can expand with a new words found. If reason's gone, how do I live on? Because I know which way I must go. I think it's nonsense, if that's fair to say. What I've learnt about doing reactions is sometimes the lyrics don't actually make sense, but maybe it does mean something. So have a look, see if anybody has said anything about this. There's only 8 comments. Philip King, thanks for the band. All right. Bought a demo copy in the early 70s at a bargain price. Okay. Zoot Money and Andy Summers. Not a lot actually on that. Not a lot, to be fair. Um, I'm guessing that this band didn't like go on for too much longer. But I'm now really interested to find out what Andy Summers did in between. Um, because there was definitely a vibe there, and it was just a really sort of like oddly interesting song. And I think the more you listen to these 60s songs, the more you kind of hear vibes from other bands that are very well established. And there's nothing bad with um, repeating or kind of like sounding a little bit like somebody else. You know, if there's a successful formula, then I don't see what the problem is, because sometimes that can be springboard for new ideas. But yeah, let's just take this back to start. Actually, that was really piercing. This is. I love that hi hat coming as well because that's you, I wasn't sure where this was going to go. It did feel like it was a faster version of Riders on the Storm or something.
There was a day I had so much say. World at my feet, sweet. Now I just stand. Now I just stand.
Yeah, I like this bit.
Things went okay. And
So the first time I heard this part, I've kind of felt that yeah, we're gonna, it's just giving us a break. It's giving us something different. We're gonna go back into the verse. But then the second time around, I kind of expected it to go somewhere else. I don't know why. Um, More like what the end sounded like, but just very interesting. Really, really interesting. It does make me. I'm I'm extremely fond of 60s music. I think, when you kind of like throw bands like this into the mix with, likes of Yes and Pink Floyd and, early Genesis, um, and then you have, the other bands from the American bands, Spirit, Love, um, the Beach Boys, obviously, and it does make you kind of think that there's something happening, and not to mention, of course, got to mention the Beatles as well. Um, Lots of really interesting creative inspirations there. So you're going to get bands like this that sort of like are capable of creating sounds, and of course they're going to experiment with other people's sounds, because I guess that's where other people began themselves, and then they kind of suddenly find something that's different. So, kind of kudos to the sound. It was really good, and really kind of gave me a sort of like it felt like a homage to a lot of different bands, but it really kind of gave me vibes of the 60s, and just the way they're dressed as well, that you can tell they were living in a moment. And like I said, Andy Summers looks exactly the same. I don't know how he's done that. Um,
you look at me, what do you see now?
yeah, still can't figure what his song's about. I think it's just I have no idea. I mean, Madman running through the fields. Maybe it's something to do with I don't want to go down the route of saying that maybe it's something to do with substances that were taken that everybody seemed to take around this time. Perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't. Perhaps that's just a real cheap shot to actually suggest that. But um, I'm going to just leave it there because it was good. I don't want to kind of milk it too much, but it was just good. If anybody knows anything about this group, or actually anybody know anything about what Andy Summers did next, then please let me know, because this was interesting. I enjoyed it. It felt like a lot of different things. It felt like, if anybody remembers listening to bits and pieces on the Radio 1 Roadshow in the summer when we were kids, and you hear snippets of music, it's kind of felt like the psychedelic version of that. But it's not to take anything away from this track. I just kind of felt that the second half of the track could have maybe taken a transition somewhere else. And perhaps that's why the Dantallians, Chariot, the group, doesn't trip off the tongue too easily, because maybe they just kind of used the ideas that were available to them, but didn't actually evolve. But maybe that's been a bit harsh, but Anyway, folks, let me know what you think of this. Please join me in the comments below, and till next time, take care of yourselves. Hope you have a great week.